What's going on, everyone? Daniel here. It's time to review Supernatural Season 11, Episode 21, titled All in the Family, spoiler review. Make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me about 2 minutes to recap, give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thanks so much for joining me. And this is the episode, man, where I remember I recorded this on my DVR, and, on Facebook, of course, there's a bunch of stuff going on, articles and stuff, and they revealed that Chuck was God, and I was like, wow, I always like the character Chuck, and I like the guy who plays him, man. He's a really fun guy that has a lot of, just being him on screen is always fun. So, I always thought he was a really cool character, and I'm like, he was God, the whole time he was God? Really? But he was a prophet, but wait, he was God? So, I just think if someone could answer me this, if someone could just answer me, does that mean that Chuck was God the whole time? When he was a prophet, he was just playing as a prophet, but he really was God all along? So is he a vessel? Or is that how God looks in human form? Or did he possess Chuck? So if anyone could really answer me between that, I'd really enjoy that. So anyway, let's get on to the episode, man. It should take me about 2 minutes to recap, give you pros, cons, final score, all that good stuff. So let's get right on to it. All in the Family. Big episode, man, very big. So Chuck reveals himself as God. Amara is torturing Lucifer, and this fog is killing a bunch of people. We're talking about thousands of people dying. Now Donatello, he's now a prophet. Donatello was just an atheist. He was just a guy going outside in the fog, and he's like, what's going on? And all of a sudden he gets shocked by lightning, and now he is a prophet. So that happens. He sees visions. He could read angel language. Amara kind of is in Dean's mind and sending him messages and all that. And she says, we need to meet in private. So Donatello meets Chuck, aka God. When I say Chuck, it means God. When I say God, it means Chuck. Just to let you know, FYI. And he meets Chuck, and he's like, wow, I'm not an atheist anymore, man. Thank you. Oh my God. He's shaking his hand, and Chuck's all eating. He's just eating the food, and he's like, yeah, man. Cool. You know what I mean? He was just in representation. You think it's nice to meet you, son. But he's just like, hey, I've never seen it all this porn in one day or in one sitting and everything. It's just Jesus. It's a very different interpretation. He's annoying at times, and then he's really cool, but then he's very serious, and then he's like, I can't do that, but you're God. Can't you just snap your finger and it be done? I created free will. So that happens. So we see that there is a book called God, an autobiography, which is kind of like a suicide note that Metatron shows shows Dean. So Metatron says he's going to sacrifice himself to Amara. So Metatron and the group, Metatron, Donatello, and Sam try to go save Lucifer, while Dean goes and talks to Amara and kind of distracts her so they could go save Lucifer. So that goes on. They end up saving Lucifer, but Metatron sacrifices himself. Amara returns back to the hideout, and Amara ends up teleporting Metatron somewhere else. I don't know if Metatron's dead, because technically, how do we know he's dead? He kind of just and squished and went into somewhere else. So he could have been teleported somewhere else. He could have been teleported to a cage. I can't, not until I see an on-screen death. That wasn't a death. He basically got teleported. I didn't see no blood. I didn't see no nothing. So I'm assuming that Metatron was somewhere teleported, and we'll hopefully see him next year in the next season. So anyway, he sacrifices himself. So God saves Sam and the group. When they were driving, they're in front of Amara, and Amara's literally about to kill them and end them, but God ends up saving them, and face to face, God and Lucifer, son and father, right there and then there. So that happens, and Donatello ends up leaving at the end, saying well, you'll probably see me around, since I'm a prophet and all. So what did I think about this episode overall? First off, with the pros, guys, just Chuck being God. I thought that was such an interesting take. Just he's God the whole time. So fantastic. He was really cool, man. I was like, he is a cool God though when he actually does that. And Dean was literally crying and talking to God and oh my God, where have you been? And the dialogue there and the acting was just so smooth and well done. I really enjoyed that part so much, because you feel it in Dean. He has a lot of questions. He has a lot that needs to be answered, and it worked so damn well, man. So fucking Jensen Ackles like had it right there, man, where he was just perfect, a perfect opportunity. The effects in here, the practical and CGI effects were very well done. Even Metatron's sacrifice, you would think Metatron would be like, no, but he didn't, man. He literally was like, you guys go, and he knew the risk he was taking. He thought he could beat Amara with that little symbol, but after that, you kind of like 50-50, like this will either work, or this will get me killed, or wherever if he was teleported. Donatello, man. Right when I saw him, I was like, oh, great, what are they going to do with this guy? And he ended up being a prophet, and I kind of like Donatello's character in here, man. You're named after a Ninja Turtle? After the artist or the sculptor, you know? I mean, like, Jesus, Dean, not everything's... Or was it Sam? One of them were like, you're named out... I think it was Dean, it was like, you're named after a Ninja Turtle. Still, I thought Donatello was an interesting guy, and I love how Metatron knew who Donatello was, and God was like, Donatello, so I thought that was really fun for that. The opening of the episode, too, right, when Dean and Sam are reacting, of course, on the street, and, you know, I just thought it was so brilliant and so smart on how that opening was, and then Chuck being God, it's like, this guy really knows how to play a good God, you know, his own interpretation of how God would look. And, last for the pros, man, I think just the feeling overall, like the tone of the episode, the way that it was produced, the way that it was directed, the way that it looked clean, it looked smooth. Not big action in here, just enough to this is not your monster of the week episode. It's moving on within the storyline. We got a new prophet. We finally have Lucifer and God in the same room, back at it again, so that's a big thing there, man. Now with the cons, I couldn't really find nothing big of a con to actually give this episode. I mean, I guess the things I would really give it, and really truthful, I would probably say, like when Amara doing these things where, meet in private, Donatello meets, Metatron, stuff like that. I was thinking just about like Amara during the episode, and it's kind of disappointing what happens in the finale, in a sort of way where, if you know the finale, what happens between Amara and God, kind of disappointing. But what she does in this episode, it's like, you killed thousands of people, and nothing is talked about, like nothing big. That happened in Arrow 2 when a nuke went off and thousands died. Nobody talked about it, like it was not a big deal. So I thought that was kind of really disappointing, how nobody cares that thousands of people died. Overall, I'm going to give the episode a B+. That was a really good episode, very entertaining, very fun. So comment down below, tell me what you guys thought about the episode. I'd love to hear your favorite thoughts. I think Chuck being God is a genius idea, and I'd like him to come to Comic-Con one day, man. God was going to Comic-Con and everything in the show. I mean, like, imagine the people that met him over the years and they actually met God. Like, I remember when I was watching Supernatural a few years ago, like binge watching it on Netflix, and when I became a fan of Supernatural, I was like, they keep on referencing God. Where's God? Where's God? And I was like, I wonder if we'll ever see God. I mean, we see Lucifer, so I wonder if we'll end up seeing him. And what do you know? Season 11, we finally see God. So that was awesome. So subscribe for more. I'll see you this fall for Supernatural Season 12. Thanks so much. Check out the channel. Bye-bye.